What's up guys, it is BrickLover18 here, and today I am at the Disneyland Paris LEGO Store, and I'm going to be here to give you a full tour of this incredibly magical store all the way in Paris, France, so let's get into it. So the Disneyland Paris store is located in the Disneyland Village, obviously in Paris, France. Right when you walk inside the door, past all the really cool mosaics on the outside, you are greeted by yet another massive LEGO store filled to the brim with LEGO sets and everything a LEGO fan could ever dream of. This was not one of the typical flagship LEGO store locations, although it was quite large and definitely a little bit more special than your typical LEGO store. I'm assuming that this store will probably get a little bit of a rebrand soon, considering that's what they've been doing with the New York City, the Barcelona, and now the Leicester Square one. I was one of the very first people in line for this store to open, but before I went inside, I wanted to get a little bit more of a glimpse of all the really cool mosaics on the outside of the store. Many of these obviously being Disney themed because it is in the Disneyland theme park, and then of course the store sign was the LEGO logo, all made up of LEGO minifigures. I've seen this done a few times now, and each time it's just absolutely incredible and never fails to amaze me. Of course, I also really like this massive portrait of the Disneyland, and then I went inside right into the main LEGO store to see everything that it was all about. Right when you walk into the store, you are greeted with this massive LEGO mosaic of Maleficent, the fire-breathing dragon, trying to breathe fire on that horse. You're also greeted with a lot of different mosaics of some of the Disney LEGO princesses, and here's just another overview of the store so you can just see how massive it is and get a sneak preview of some of the mosaics that are made around the store. They've got a LEGO mosaic maker, although it's not your traditional LEGO mosaic maker in the fact that you don't actually get inside the photo booth. You just upload your photo and you will get the picture here. Seems interesting because part of the fun was actually getting in the photo booth. And then of course they've got the LEGO minifigure factory, which you guys know was the main reason I came to this LEGO store to do, so you'll have to stay tuned because of course I made a LEGO minifigure and you will get to see that video here on my YouTube channel very shortly. And of course they also had a massive pick-a-brick wall here in the LEGO store, and this one looked quite unique. You could actually walk right through the middle of it, which you will see in just a little bit. They had the classic LEGO sea monster, which was really cool because the first time I actually saw this was in the Disney World in Florida. And then of course, because it was Disneyland, they had a bunch of different Disney sets. They had the large Disney castle as well as the micro version of the Disney castle on display. And they also had a whole selection of Disney favorites, which were really cool, which included brick heads, brick sketches, Duplo sets, keychains, and so much more. Like I mentioned, they also had a bunch of different LEGO mosaics all the way around the store, so I wanted to take a closer look at each of them. The first one here was this really cool Star Wars one, then they had one of Beauty and the Beast, and then one of Lion King. They also had one of Tangled, the Disney princess, but somehow I must have missed taking a video of that one. They also had this large model of R2-D2, which looked really cool, as well as this massive statue of Mickey Mouse. This is one of the classic Disney images that we've seen over the years, and let me tell you, this sculpture was absolutely incredible. With over 238,254 bricks taking over 963 hours to complete, it's no wonder that this statue is absolutely magnificent. And of course, continuing around the LEGO store, here's just another look at the sea monster and all of its gills. Now, of course, let's look at some of the actual LEGO sets throughout the store, because, well, it is a store. We've got some really cool sets here, including the pyramids, as well as the Rolling Stone set, and some of the newer car sets. We've also got the BAM section here, which is LEGO's Build a Minifigure section with a couple different parts for only €7.99. Here's a few more promo sets here. Obviously, this container is looking a little bit empty, but that means they've clearly sold a lot of sets. Really cool, just a large variety of everything, and you can see when I pan around the store, it's a pretty large store, so there definitely is a lot of LEGO sets. In the center here, they also had this very large display table where kids and stuff like that could build models and then set it on display. And then of course they had the massive pick-a-brick wall, like I said, was unlike any pick-a-brick wall I've ever seen during any of my times at the LEGO store. Over here, it gives us a really good look at the cash wrap here in the LEGO store, and again, that massive LEGO logo, which is actually the reverse because you couldn't see it from the inside, and then once again, just an overview of the LEGO store and their classic 2x4 LEGO brick. Now that I've really shown you a lot of the sets and models and stuff like that on display, I figured I'd take this time now just to kind of walk around the LEGO store and show you a lot of the different sets and display models that they had here while I was there in May. Obviously, for being such a big store, they were pretty well stocked and had a lot of different sets from many different themes, all organized quite nicely. It was a lot of fun just to go through these sets and kind of see what they had on display. I also loved looking at them because I haven't been to a LEGO store in a while now, so it was really cool to see, especially all of them, given that they are in a different currency. Like I mentioned, they also had a bunch of different display models around the LEGO store as well, including this really cool theater, these kind of ugly feet with sandals, as well as some actual LEGO sets like the Friends apartment. Given that this was also Disneyland, I was also pleasantly surprised to see how many really amazing 18 plus sets and LEGO idea sets that they actually had on display. You know, some LEGO stores don't have a lot of these, but this LEGO store was fully stocked. They had a lot of the really cool sets, including a lot that are either almost retired or even actually retired now. So it was pretty cool, and these shelves were absolutely jam-packed. So no matter what age you were coming to this LEGO store, you would not leave empty-handed if you didn't want to, because they had so much variety there, so much to choose from, and it was awesome. Like I told you guys earlier as well, this pick-a-brick wall was absolutely amazing. So for starters, they just had so many parts and everything like that, and you could actually walk through the wall, which was really cool. This was definitely one of the larger pick-a-brick walls that I've seen. They didn't have very many like amazing parts on it, like none that I was rushing to fill a cup in and try and fit in my suitcase, but it was still pretty cool and definitely would have done the job, especially if I was a few years younger, just looking to add some bulk LEGO parts to my collection. I also thought this new promo was kind of cool, where they had a bunch of different parts for you to actually build a vehicle or something like that, or just encourage you to build a vehicle, and you can see those specialty parts were marked. And of course, what would the Disneyland LEGO store look like without having an incredibly stocked Disney section with all the Disney sets that you could ever imagine, including that magical castle. They also demonstrated their use of the mosaic maker with several different mosaics of LEGO princesses. Alright you guys, thank you so much for tuning in today to my tour of the Disneyland Paris LEGO store. I had such a great time here in Disneyland and visiting the LEGO store, and it was really cool to see a LEGO store that is truly so large, had so many different LEGO sets, and so many fun things to do. I especially love looking at all the really cool Disney mosaics around the store. That was really unique, and it's been a while since I've been to a Disneyland. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe. Don't forget to check out my channel to see my minifigure factory from the Disneyland store in Paris, as well as the minifigure I made, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys here in the next video.